Kevin Stefanski is not being mentioned for Coach of the Year very much right now. And the job that he has done there with 4 different starting quarterbacks, all of them having won, and Nick Chubb getting knocked out, and they've been out without Ward for how long? I've lost track how long they've been without one of their best defensive players, and Myles Garrett balling out, and this team with Flacco now throwing it all over the lot, having a chance to, potentially, I don't, off the top of my head, I don't think making the playoffs is a division winner, but having a chance to being a 5 seed, I mean, they could beat the AFC South winner in one game. And how?
Go to Baltimore?
I don't know. I mean, why not, right?
I mean, we'd have another one, another revenge.
This is real, isn't it? Aren't the Browns
I mean, you
here?
look at that defense, they're real. So I don't care any offense that plays them. You look what happened to San Francisco when they played them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that defense is real. It doesn't matter how good you are on offense.
Because you're seeing them,
you're
seeing them in that's the final Thursday night game, Jets at Browns.
Yeah, so I mean, that's going to be a challenge for any team in the playoffs, no matter what your seeding is. And then offensively, I think Joe Flacco fits who they want to be really well. Guy can sling it still. You look at the play action game, they can build off of that running game. I think he really fits who they could be, and be dangerous. Play great defense, run the football well, and take a couple shots and hurt you. And so I think for them, I think Stefanski should be listed. But you look at it, even in that division, between the job him and Zach Taylor have done for the Bengals to be where they are, losing Joe Burrow. You talk about a team that everyone just put on, like Mahomes, right? This is Joe Burrow. Like, the Bengals are good just because of Joe Burrow. What they've been able to do with Jake Browning, I think it's another, like Zach Taylor, what a freaking coaching job, right? You've had guys in and out of the lineup all season. Joe goes down, you think the season's over.
But that said, I mean, Browns are a totally different category, with all due respect.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
with all due respect, it's Deshaun Watson, then it's P.J. Walker, then it's DTR, and then it's now let's get Joe Flacco off the couch. And he's running the offense, with the exception of Watson in that game in Baltimore. He's running that offense better than any of them. This offense has looked far more
it's different,
threatening
sure.
and vertical, and the run game is just as stout, and the defense is taking care of business. I mean, Stefanski as Coach of the Year should get some serious consideration right now, and he's won it before, which might get people to think, well,
and
he doesn't
nobody wants
need
to block
another
Myles Garrett,
one.
So
no, honestly, and I'm straight up with you. And then that night, I mean, the narrative will be on your final Thursday night game is here's a team making the playoffs. Okay, Cleveland has – who does Cleveland have this week? Let's see here. They have in front of them this week, they've got a game at Houston. That's a huge one. Wow.
Big game.
Okay, let's just say they win that one. You got a 10-win team coming into your house, right? Or you're going into the house of the 10-win team. And here comes the Jets. Where their season goes completely kablooey within 5 snaps. They couldn't figure out a damn thing with really talented players. I know their offensive line got really banged up, but for them to just be eliminated going into week 16, and Aaron Rodgers just said on Pat's show that he doesn't believe he's going to be medically cleared. He's not 100%.
He's not 100%. No.
All right, so you're going to probably see Trevor Siemian in the house, or maybe it could be Zach Wilson again. I don't know. So one team couldn't figure it out. Their season's totally lost. The other team with 4 guys has 10 wins potentially. If not, there's still 9 wins. Going to the playoffs.
The Browns lost a lot of offensive linemen too.
So
not an
right,
excuse,
exactly.
Right?
But that's
12
the point.
out of 14 games, the Jets have only got 1 touchdown or less.
How does that happen, right? I mean, what the hell?
That's what I mean. I think to me, it's you have to say, I understand he's his guy, but Nathaniel Hackett, it's 2 years of you saw what happened in Denver with that offense, who they've been this season with Sean Payton. I said, you really think about it, that Jets-Broncos game, you might have won that small battle, but the overall war of kind of, even though he said it out, he shouldn't have said it, what Sean Payton said has come to life. He's done a tremendous job with the Denver Broncos. They are a much different team than they were a year ago. And Nathaniel Hackett, this is 2 years in a row of abysmal offense. I mean, you made one team worse in the Broncos, and then you've come here and not been able to figure out a single thing with the Jets offensively to do any kind of production. Just 1-2 games where you could say, all right, man, we got something to build off of. Just hasn't happened. And so I think, to me, it's two totally different stories of an example of what coaching can do in a situation where you can find ways to win with a great defense, because the teams are very similar. The Jets defensively and the Browns defensively, that's how they're led.
Right.
To not to be able to find any way to produce offensively in these games, just in a consistent stretch.
And Browns lost their running back to a knee injury this year. Jets got theirs back from last year. Yeah. And Dalvin Cook. And Garrett Wilson.
It's a great game to put them side by side and say, what went wrong?
Well, not great for the Jets, because this is a perfect example. Like, look at this team. And Flacco
used to be personal, Rich.
Honestly, Flacco won a game for the Jets in that building. Week 2, I guarantee you Spoon's going to have that video for you for your pregame show. They're probably cutting the video right now. And if not, cut it, Spoon. That's coming. That is absolutely going to be part of your pregame show.
Are you about to say committed?
I'm committed. I'm committed to just.
This feels emotional.
No.
This feels emotional.
No. Very personal.
I should be committed.
There we go.
For still being a Jets fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
But that's me. I am who I am, and I'm because one day at some point, as I said, the football gods will stop kicking me in the nards over this whole thing, and so. But nobody is pulling a code red on Hackett. That ain't happening.
No, Aaron Rodgers did tell Pat that he still believes in Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh, Nathaniel Hackett, called Saleh a fantastic coach. Did say he doesn't think next year will be his last year.
There you go.
Wanted to play 2 years for the Jets, considers this a lost season.
There you go. So it'll run back, and there'll be there's a whole bunch of Jet fans who are like, look at the Browns. Look at them. Look at the Bengals. Look at the Colts. Look at these teams that not only didn't fall apart, but actually stayed enough together to make a playoff run, and they're going to make the playoffs with teams that maybe aren't as talented roster-wise as the Jets are.
Yeah.
And that the coaching staff should eat it because of that, but they will not when Aaron Rodgers says that, because Woody Johnson is going to run it back, and everybody's coming back, and that's going to be a nonstop 24/7, 365 sports talk conversation in New York City. And I love Saleh, too.
Yeah.
I love him, too. And we just don't know. There's an iceberg and there's a tip. And I think there's a huge iceberg that he's tried to keep together.
Yeah, I think Saleh's done all he can. It's a tough situation. But I think even if Aaron comes back next year and they're good on offense, I'm going to say it's because of Aaron Rodgers. Because I think the proof is there that that was going to be him if they were going to be good offensively. But do you feel a little better now? I mean, you kind of get some of that out?
No, I mean, I don't. But I appreciate you checking in with me. That's why you're Walter Payton Man of the Year right there. You care about others. You're a human. You care about humanity, and I'm part of that race.
You have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.